Good morning, students. This is 11th standard botany video class, video 18. In this video, we are going to continue the lesson Living World. Dear students, in the previous video class, we have seen economic importance of fungi. So, fungi which are showing two activities. One is beneficial, another one is the harmful activities. Beneficial activities such as used as an food material which contains vitamin B and vitamin B12 in some of the fungi. Then some of them used to prepare for different kinds of medicines. Then a unicellular fungi named yeast which is responsible for bakery and brewery industries to produce alcohol from the sugar fermentation process. Then different materials is also produced with the help of fungus. Cheese is also produced by a certain kind of fungus. Then another one, industrial uses. Some organic acid also produced from the industrial purposes by fungus. Then agricultural role. Fungi which are plays the agricultural role act as a biopesticides, and also they are increase the fertility of the soil. Enzymes like amylase, proteases, lactase is also produced from the fungus. These are all the different beneficial activities of fungi. Another one, harmful activities. Fungi which cause disease in plant as well as the human beings. So that is the harmful activities of fungi. Some fungi which are produce the toxic substance. So those fungi are named as toadstool is the important 2-mark question. So these are all the harmful and beneficial activities of fungi. Today, in this video, we are going to see the life cycle of individual organism in fungi. One is Rhizobus, another one is the Agaricus. So up to this, we have seen different microorganisms, that is virus, bacteria, then blue-green algae, that is cyanobacteria, and fungi, their general characteristic feature and their classification, then advantages and disadvantages. Now, in this video, we are going to see the life cycle of individual organism in fungi. First one, we are going to see the Rhizobus fungi. Dear students, this is the Rhizobus life cycle. First, we have to write the systematic position or taxonomic position of Rhizobus. Class Zygomycetes, order Mucorales, family Mucoraceae, genus Rhizobus. So this systematic position or taxonomic position of Rhizobus fungi is important 2-mark question. Then we are going to see the general description of Rhizobus. Rhizobus is a saprophytic fungus. What is saprophytic fungus? They lives on the dead and decayed matter, such as bread, jelly, leather, decaying vegetables and fruits. That's why I told you the fungus which are lives on the dead and decayed matter is known as saprophytic fungus. This Rhizobus fungi is commonly named as bread mold. Why it's named as bread mold? Because this fungi which produce on the rotten vegetables and also bread, that's why it is named as bread mold. The genus name is Rhizobus and the species name is Stolonifer. Causes leak and soft rot of vegetables. Soft rot of vegetables means, for example, tomato, rotten tomato, அழுகிய தக்காளி அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறோம். அதில் போய் கை வச்சோம் அப்படின்னு வச்சிங்களா, some watery droplets are oozes outside, isn't it? That is said to be leak and soft rot of vegetables. The rough surface of the tomato, which is modified into soft with watery substance, is oozes outside due to the fungus affected the vegetable. So that fungi is named as Rhizobus stolonifer, or otherwise named as bread mold. Is the important one mark question. Rhizobus is named as, or commonly named as dash, that is bread mold. Next, vegetative structure, that is external structure of Rhizobus. The plant body of the fungus is named as mycelium. This one we already seen in the general characteristic feature of kingdom Mycete. And also, this Rhizobus fungi consists of aseptate. That means there is no cross wall or septa between the cells. That is said to be aseptate, which contains many nuclei. That is said to be multinucleate or cenocytic mycelium, and profusely branched hyphae. So the branched hyphae only, which are constitute the plant body named as mycelium. This mycelium are aseptate, which contains many nuclei, or cenocytic mycelium. Then these Rhizobus fungi, which are produced horizontally growing and aerial hyphae called stolons. So they are having horizontally a small stem-like portion, and also it arises aerial level, that means straight. That is known as stolon. So these stolon, which are produce number of root-like substances, is called rhizoids, which are having number of branches, which penetrate means pass through the substratum and helps in absorption of water and mineral salts. So here there is no proper root which is present in the higher plants. Instead of that, a root-like structure which arises from the stolon, which is located horizontal position. So that root-like structure are named as rhizoids, which penetrate the substratum. Substratum means on which region this fungi lives on. That is said to be substratum. For example, this fungi which lives on the bread means that is said to be the substratum. Or bark of a tree means that bark of a tree is said to be the substratum. So in that substratum, these rhizoids, which absorb the water and mineral salts. Then from that stolon, a slender, that means straight, long stalk-like portion which are arising, named as sporangiopores. What is that one? Sporangiopores, which are arising opposite to the rhizoids. So rhizoids, what I told you, root-like organ. So where it is located? On the surface of the substratum. Then above the substratum, a erect portion or a straight portion is known as sporangiopore. Then the cell wall of the rhizobus, which is made up of chitin and chitosan. Inner to the cell wall, they are having the membrane is known as plasma membrane. Inner to the plasma membrane, they are having the protoplasm, which contains number of granules and many nuclei. That is said to be cenocytic or multinucleate. Cell organelles like mitochondria, ribosome, endoplasmic reticulum are also present in the protoplasmic region, because fungi is a unicellular and multicellular. So they are having, what is that one? Cell organelles like mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, and ribosomes are present in the protoplasmic region. Then some kinds of cell inclusions like glycogen, oil droplet also found inner side of the cell wall. This is said to be the morphological structure or vegetative structure of the rhizobus. Dear students, the structure of rhizobus is given here. See, at the base, the horizontal, a stem-like structure which arising or which run through is named as stolon. From that stolon, a number of branched structure arises. It is in the form of root-like organ named rhizoids. These rhizoids only which are absorbing water and mineral salts. Then the opposite side of the rhizoids, a slender stalk-like portion and also very long named as sporangiopore. At the tip of the sporangiopore, they are having the bag-like structure is called sporangium. Inner to the sporangium, they are having columella with the sporangiospore. See the differentiate between sporangiopore means stalk-like substance. Sporangiospore, yes, it is a reproductive organ. Okay, sporangiospore. This columella, which is responsible for liberation of the sporangiospore. At the time of maturation, the columella which absorb the water and increase in the size and burst, it liberated the sporangiospore outside. During favorable condition, this sporangiospore developed into a rhizobus fungi. So that is said to be the vegetative structure of rhizobus. Dear students, next we are going to see the reproduction. The rhizobus which are showing two mode of reproduction. One is asexual and sexual mode of reproduction. First, asexual reproduction. The rhizobus fungi showing the asexual reproduction during favorable condition. That means all the environmental factors are possible. Erect sporangiopore. What is a sporangiopore? Now only I told you. Yes, aerial, erect, stalk-like portion is called a sporangiopore, which is produced opposite to the rhizoids. The region of the formation of rhizoids of the mycelium. The sporangiospores are unicellular, unbranched. It is made up of only one cell. There is no branching. That is said to be unbranched. And multinucleate structure which bears a bag-like structure is called sporangia. Dear students, I already explained in the previous page with the diagram. Opposite to the rhizoids, a slender, long, stalk-like portion is called sporangiopore. This sporangiopore is unicellular, made up of only one cell, with a number of cell granules also present inside. At the tip of the sporangiopore, a bag-like structure which is known as sporangia. This sporangiopore which contains many nuclei, that is said to be, I told you, granules. Multinucleate structure which bear bag-like structure is known as sporangia. Each sporangiopore bears single sporangium. That means each and every sporangiophore, at the tip of the sporangiophore, they produce only one sporangium. This sporangium which possesses a sterile region, sterile which means they do not take part in the reproduction. Sterile region in the center is called a columella. The spores are produced around the columella. That means sporangiopores. What is that one? Sporangiospores are produced around the sterile region of columella. When the sporangial wall breaks, the columella collapses and the spores are dispersed. So what will happen? Once the sporangiospores are produced inner side of the sporangium, due to the wall pressure, the sporangium wall disperse or destroys or collapse and liberate the spores outside with the help of the columella. When the spores are fall on the suitable substratum, it's developed into a or germinate into a new rhizobus mycelia. That is said to be asexual reproduction by the formation of sporangiospore in rhizobus. Dear students, next we are going to see the sexual reproduction in rhizobus. Dear students, a sexual reproduction in rhizobus is taken place by a method is known as gametangial copulation. Underline the word. Is an important one mark question. In rhizobus, sexual reproduction is taken place by gametangial copulation. So most of the species of the rhizobus fungi showing the heterothalism, but one of the fungi named Rhizobus sexualis is named as homothallic. That means there is no variation of a strain in the mycelium. That is said to be homothallic. But other Rhizobus species are showing heterothalism or heterothallic. That means two different strains of an hyphae or an mycelium which is seen in the plant body or fungal thallus. That is said to be heterothalism. Example, plus strain hyphae and minus strain hyphae. That condition is called heterothalism or heterothallic hyphae. Dear students, there is no morphological distinction between the two sexual hyphae, but both of them are physiologically they are dissimilar. There is no special variation in the external character, but their function, physiological means what is that one? Function is dissimilar. That's why we are named that plus strain hyphae and minus strain hyphae. That condition is called heterothalism. Morphologically, no variation. They are similar. But physiologically, that means functionally, they are dissimilar. The physiologically dissimilar thalli or an hyphae are involved in the sexual reproduction. So this phenomenon is known as heterothalism. I already explained. So the fungal hyphae which are showing the different physiological hyphae which is dissimilar. So they are involved in the sexual reproduction. That phenomenon is known as heterothalism. 2 more question. What is heterothalism? The fungal hyphae which are showing dissimilar in physiological character which is responsible for the sexual reproduction. This phenomenon is known as heterothalism. Then after that, the mycelia of the different strain which has produced gametangia at the tips. They are produced at the gametangia at the terminal region or a tip position. The first step is the formation of special hyphae called zygospore. After that, these two different strain of gametangia fuse together and the wall which destroys between the two gametangia, and they are produced. The first stage is called zygospore. Then the tip of the two zygospore swell to form a progammatangia. So they are giving. So pre to the gammatangia is said to be the progammatangia. Dear students, this is the steps which are going to see the sexual reproduction up to zygospore formation. This is the introductory part. But next we are going to see the steps which is involved in sexual reproduction. That means the tip of the two zygospore swells to form a progammatangia. Further, a partition or a septum is formed near the tip of each progammatangium and result in the formation of terminal gammatangium and a suspensor cell. So suspensor cell which are produced. The two gammatangia fused and is followed by a plasmogamy and karyogamy is taken place. What is plasmogamy? Fusion of protoplasm and also fusion of nucleus is known as karyogamy. Then the fusion of nuclei result in the formation of diploid zygospore. Many nuclei belong to the opposite strain pair and fuse to form a many diploid nuclei because this is aseptate and also multinucleate, isn't it? So that different nuclei are fused together to form a many diploid nuclei. Then the zygospore enlarges and develops into a oval-shaped structure with outer dark thick color wall and watery layer, that means which contains large amount of water named as exine, and inner thin layer called intine. After the resting period, the nuclei of the zygospore undergo meiotic cell division. Then the zygospore germinate to form a sporangiospores, and zygosporangium contain mixture of plus strain hypha and minus strain hypha. When the sporangiospores fall on the suitable substratum, they germinate to produce mycelium. That is said to be a sexual reproduction in rhizobus by a method is called gammatangial copulation. The entire life activity of a mycelium is given in a diagrammatic representation. Is a very important 3-mark and 5-mark question. First, rhizobus at the center. It produces two types of reproduction, asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction by the formation of sporangium, which contains the spores with the two different strains, that is plus strain and minus strain. The spores are again developed into rhizobus fungi. Then the sexual reproduction, the two different strain of a mycelium, plus strain and minus strain, which are produced the progammatangium at the tip with the two different strains. Both the gammatangium, progammatangium are fused together to form a gammatangium due to the destroy of the partition wall. Then these two gammatangium are fused together to form a zygospore, which is diploid in nature. This zygospore undergo meiotic cell division to produce minus strain sporangium and plus strain sporangium, with produce two different spores. Then finally, these different strain spores are produced the rhizobus fungi. So this condition is known as heterothalism. That means the fungal mycelium, which contains two different strain, with a dissimilar function involved in the sexual reproduction. That phenomenon is known as heterothallism. Dear students, this is the life history or life cycle of fungus Rhizopus. Dear students, I hope we all understood the taxonomic position of Rhizopus, then vegetative structure of Rhizopus. A common name of Rhizopus is bread mold. It is a saprophytic fungi. The vegetative structure consists of horizontal stolon and erect stalk-like structure is called sporangiopore. At the tip they are having bag-like structure is called sporangium. Inner side they are having the sterile region is called columella. Around the columella they are produced the sporangiospores. Due to wall pressure, the sporangiospores dispersed outside by the cell wall disintegration and fall on the suitable substratum. They developed into a new Rhizopus fungi. That is the vegetative structure as well as asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction, which are showing the heterothallic condition by a method is gametangial copulation. Two different strains of mycelium which are producing the progametangium. Both the progametangium are modified into gametangia. These two different strains of gametangium fuse together to form a diploid zygospore. Zygospore developed into minus strain sporangiospore and plus strain sporangiopore. From that they are produced plus and minus spores. These spores are again developed into two different thalli of Rhizopus. That is said to be life cycle of Rhizopus, which are showing two mode of reproduction, asexual and sexual mode of reproduction. Dear students, I hope we all understood life cycle of Rhizopus. Remaining we will see in the next video class. God bless you. All the best children.